All right, here we go to the second game. Coaches bringing out their lineups. Just in quickness, the Panthers will go with Rodriguez, Beck, and Fry, Custer, Moore, and Westerman, Henneberg, Leonard, and Brady, with Saban Seeger on the mound. The Blue Devils will go with Basler, Mervosh, Goldbeck, Patterson, Santiago, Dirks, Nolan the Fourth, Martin, and Kern, with Mason Davenport on the mound. We'll be ready to get this one started pretty quick. Welcome back. Thanks for joining the first one if you watched it, and thanks for joining me with this one. I appreciate you. We'll be back with this one shortly. Won the first one to nothing. Period. Talk to you later. Love you later. If I'd have known we'd have had this much time, I'd have gone ahead to eat that burrito. But I hate eating one of them part way and then having to shut things down. Yep, that makes it easy for you. Batting order or walk ups. Get your pitcher change. Heck, if I'd have known I was going to have this much time, I'd have done a real lineup too instead of just the shortened version. All right, here we go to the second game. Blue Devils send Mason Davenport to the mound. He's from Tonganoxie, Kansas. He has a 4.10 ERA, a record of 3-1. Defensively behind him, it'll be Nolan the fourth, Kernan Dirks. Across the outfield, left to right, Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Santiago. Left to right across the infield with Patterson behind the plate. So on the rare occasion today, Patterson will catch the second game. The Blue Devils took the first game 1-0. We'll play this one. It'll be a 9-inning scheduled game. And we will travel down to Chanute tomorrow for the final two games of this 4-game series. The Blue Devils come into this one in third place in the conference, trailing behind Cowley and Johnson County. The Blue Devils were 16-4, so they're 17-4 now. And Johnson and Cowley both are 20-2. So we will travel down to Chanute tomorrow and finalize this thing. Here we go with this one. So going to lead things off for the Panthers, Gilbert Rodriguez. He was 0 for 3 in the first game with a couple of flyouts and a strikeout. He'll step in to face Davenport as we start off this second game. Comes the first pitch, breaking ball, catches the corner with a strike, and we're started right at 3 o'clock. So a 1 o'clock start of the first game, starting this one at 3. 0-1 the count. Foul ball back and out of play. Gilbert Rodriguez, the second baseman, leading things off here in the top of the second game. Blue Devils took the first game 1-0 in 7. How that ball did not hit him, I'm not sure, but I'm glad it didn't. Nothing you hate any more than to have an 0-2 count and hit the batter. Comes the 1-2, and that's up high. 2-2 the count. So off we go into the second game. Sunshiny day, not much wind at all. The flag hanging straight down. Sunshiny, though. That's up high. Check swing ruled a ball, so 3-2 the count. So from 0-2 to 3-2. And that's up high for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Rodriguez. That's going to bring up Jamin back.
Up next to shortstop number 11, Jamin
Beck was 0 for 3 in the first game with a ground out, a strikeout, and a flyout. He's up there with a runner at first base and nobody out. There's a foul ball. Owen won the count. That's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on here in the first. A toss over to first. Nothing much going on over there. Beck, the shortstop. There's a strike, catches the outside corner at the knees. 1-2 the count.
Decides that he's not going to strike out for the third time today. Or actually, I don't know what he did last time.
And strike 3 called. So a walk and a punch out. 1 out now. That's going to bring up Brendan Fry.
Now batting the right fielder, number 19, Brendan Fry.
Fry's the right fielder. He was 0 for 3 in the first game. Punch out, ground out, and a fly out. Just a little bit low. 1-0 the count. It's a high fly ball into shallow right field. Out to take care of that is Basler for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Cam Custer.
Now up the first baseman, number 13, Cam Custer.
Custer was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a couple of pop outs and a base hit. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Inside, that's going to be a pass ball. That's a tough pass ball, but I hate thinking that it could be a wild pitch, but way inside, just off the glove of Patterson. 1-1 the count. Breaking ball, that one's sails just a little bit outside. 2-1 the count now. Mason Davenport on the mound. That's up high. So 3-1 the count. Davenport is from Tonganoxie, Kansas. That's up high for ball 4. So that's going to bring up Cody Moore, the catcher.
Now batting the catcher, number 30, Cody Moore.
Moore was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a pop out and a base hit. Hit the game-ending 6-4 3-double play. That sails just a little bit low for ball 1. 1-0 the count. So a lead-off walk, couple of outs, and then a walk, 2-out walk. Runners at first and second with 2 out. Not sure where that missed, but called a ball. 2-0 the count. That's up high for ball 3. 3-0 the count. That misses high and inside for ball 4. So a walk, a punch out, a pop out, and a couple of walks. Patterson and Santiago are going to come in and visit a little bit with Davenport. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Luke Westerman. Westerman will step in with the bases full of Panthers and 2 outs. Westerman is the third baseman. Westerman was 0 for 2 in the first game, had a pop out to left field and was called out on strikes. So 0 for 2 was he. Swing and a miss of that fastball, so 0-1 the count. See if Davenport can get himself out of a little mess that he has started here. That's down low. 1-1 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. So 1-2 the count. On the third baseman, Luke Westerman. And the strikeout off the glove, back to the screen. The strikeout with 2 outs, even with the base occupied at first, had to throw it down and does so. No runs on no hits. And we go to the bottom half of the first inning. No score. All right, here we go to to the bottom half of the first inning. Saban Seeger on the mound for the Neosho Panthers. Kansas has a 3.86 ERA. He has a 3-0 record on the season. He will toe the slab for the Panthers. The Blue Devils will send up Basler, Mervosh, and Goldbeck to start things off in this one. So Basler will come to the plate. Basler was 0 for 3 in the first game. He led the game off with a line rocket right at the second baseman. Then he popped out a couple of times after that, once to center field and once to right field. So he'll start things off. Batting on the left-handed side with the righty on the mound. Takes strike 1 called. Basler in tight on the plate for that first pitch. Now he backs off just a little bit. And that misses a little bit up. So 1-1 the count. That misses low and outside. 2-1 the count now. Foul ball backing out of play. So 2-2 the count. Hanneberg, Brady, Fry across the outfield, left to right. Westerman, Beck, Rodriguez, and Custer across the outfield. There's a ball headed down the right field line, and that's going to fall harmlessly foul down by the bullpen area. with Moore behind the plate and Saban Seager on the mound. We'll do the 2-2 again. Bottom of the first inning action. Blue Devils took the first game 1-0 in the 7-inning affair. This will be 9, 3-2 the count. And there's ball 4. So Basler with the leadoff walk. That's going to bring up Jackson Mervosh.
Next up for the Blue Devils, third baseman number 10, Jackson Mervosh.
Mervosh will step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. Mervosh was 0 for 3 in the first game. Had a pop out of ground out and a strikeout. There's a strike breaking ball right through there. 0-1 the count on Mervosh. Toss over. On 1 the count. Mervosh at the plate. Runner goes. And the stolen base down at second by Basler. So Basler down at second, 0-2. The count on Mervosh. Mervosh try and hit the ball to the right side here. And swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Goldbeck.
Now batting the shortstop number 4, Garrett Goldbeck.
Goldbeck will step in with 1 out and 1 on. Goldbeck was 1 for 3 in the first game. He had a bunt hit, a pop out, and called out on strikes his first time. Second at bat was a drag bunt for a base hit. There's a strike, catches the outside corner.
Garrett knows this one is strike.
That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the first.
There's not a way for a pitch to get canceled when they call the ball automatically, right? Like unless maybe it's pitch count, but they don't cancel it. I wish I could double tap the thing, you know?
That's outside for ball 2, 2-1 the count.
No, it's funny because I seen umpire. They're like, I don't know, but she's like, they double tap. That's the sign. So it's like, this is double tap for the umpire. For the review. Yeah, that's funny. I've seen the
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And hit by a pitch. That'll bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson will step in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Patterson was 1 for 3 in the first game. Called out on strikes, then a base hit, then a fly out to center field. There's a strike, breaking ball, catches the inside corner. 0-1 the count. The catcher, Brady Patterson, at the plate. The high fly ball into center field. Actually going to have a little bit of wind, bring that in and back over to Fry. So a fly ball into right center, taken care of by Fry.
Now batting first baseman number 26,
That's going to bring up Frankie Santiago. Santiago was 1 for 1 in the first game, had a couple of walks and then a double into the right field corner. We could use one of those doubles right now. 2 outs, 2 on. Way outside. 1-0 the count. Saban Seeger on the mound for the Panthers. He's from Derby, Kansas. That's low and outside. So 2-0 the count. Santiago with the hitter's advantage in the count here. It's a fly ball into left field. Coming in to take care of that is Hanneberg. So the Blue Devils get no runs on no hits. We go to the top of the second inning, no score. All right, here we go to the top of the second inning. Henneberg, Leonard, and Brady scheduled up. The left fielder, Reed Henneberg. Henneberg had 2 strikeouts in the first game. Check swing, ruled a ball, 1-0 the count. That's up high again, just a bit up high. Need to be working further down in the zone than that, does Davenport. 2-0 the count. Straight up infield and outfield. There's a strike. Right through there. 2-1 the count. Top of the second inning. No score. 9 inning scheduled game. Swing and into the glove there for a 2-2 count now. Just a strike 3 right at the bottom of the zone. I thought he was going to rule that low, but rings up. Henneberg with the strikeout. That's going to bring up Tyler Leonard. Leonard starts the day batting .224. He's the designated hitter here in this second game. There's a breaking the zone. 0-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the second inning action. That's high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing and a miss of the heater there.
Now, listen to that, bro. Okay, there's a trailer on that.
Then mine makes those noises, but I'm old.
It's like crunchy.
Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So back-to-back Ks there. That's going to bring up Davin Brady.
Next up, the center fielder, number 7, Davin Brady.
Brady was 1 for 2 in the first game. He had a strikeout and a double into the left field corner. There's a breaking ball, catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
That's in like really works, but he can be up to like 96, 90. Right now he's topping 93.
Comes the 0-1. Foul ball backing out of play so quickly. 2 strikes on the center fielder, Davin Brady.
They're going to change everything about his delivery.
They're gonna make it faster.
Not even faster. They're going to make it more fluid. It's like so rigid. And there's like 4 separate movements. There's like, watch, you see. 1, 2, 3.
Breaking ball starts out inside, gets back to the zone, and that's spoiled by Brady. Brady's the center fielder for the Panthers.
Yes, full mechanics. Just
Yeah, he's got good mechanics. He's just short. Just makes it hard to throw.
It's a line drive headed shallow into right field, and Basler with the diving play makes the play. So 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second inning. No score. All right, to the bottom half of the second inning we go. Dirks, Nolan, the fourth, and Martin scheduled up.
Batting the right fielder, number 27, Marcus Dirks.
Dirks will step in to lead things off here. He hit into a double play. Had a sac bunt for the only run of the first game and then walked his third time up. So the lone RBI in the first game went to Marcus Dirks on a sac bunt. 1-0 the count here on him. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 1-1 the count on the right fielder, Marcus Dirks. Falls down a little bit low. Westerman even with the bag over at third. There's a swing and a foul into the glove of the catcher Moore. So 2-2 the count. It's a ground ball hit at the first baseman. Custer takes that to the bag himself for the first out of the inning.
Next up, the left fielder, number 22, Freddie Nolan.
That's going to bring up Nolan the fourth. He was 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a ground out in the first game. And he's hit by a pitch. So a 1 out base awarded by hitting Nolan in the backside. That's going to bring up Levi Martin.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 34, Levi Martin.
Martin will step in with a runner at first base and 1 out. Martin was 1 for 2 in the first game with a punch out and a base hit. And the balk is called.
Balk. No pitch. 0-0. Oh. They call the balk out pitch? They call it balk, yeah.
So a runner at second base now with 1 out. Martin at the plate with the runner in scoring position after that balk.
If you put it in play, you get it aside, right?
You don't get to decide whenever the pitch is dead. No, if you balk and the pitcher pitches,
You just take a hat.
per the rules, it plays whatever
Yes,
benefits the offense.
you get to make your choice. That happened once earlier this year. We ended up, can't remember the exact case. There's a strike. So 0-2 the count. Martin at the plate. Nolan the second at second, or excuse me, Nolan the fourth at second. There's a ground ball headed through the hole. Had to go back and make sure that the play was going to get through. So now runners at the corners with 1 out. That'll bring up Brady Kern. Kern will step in with runners at first and third. Kern was 1 for 1 in the first game, had a base hit and a sac bunt. So he'll step in with runners at the corners and 1 out. He's showing bunt, and he takes low, ball 1, 1-0 the count. So Kern showing real early. We'll see if he's bluffing or not. 1-0 the count. So he made the attempt on that one. And a strike is called.
He's got to make that call himself.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. I'm not sure how he could not see that attempt.
He has to make that himself. I don't think you can appeal a bunt attempt. But I mean,
There the bunt is down.
oh yeah.
And the sac bunt by Kern. And the Blue Devils are on the board.
I gotta lock in for the runs one because if Benson adds 2, I'm screwed.
So the Blue Devils with the sac bunt. That's going to bring up Basler. Basler will step in for his second at bat. He reached on a base on balls his last time up. That misses low and inside. Basler is from Lansing, Kansas. 1-0 the count on him now. 2 outs with a runner at second base. There's a fly ball headed down the left field line. That's going to be taken care of by Hanneberg. But the Blue Devils get a run on 1 hit and the sac bunt by Brady Kern. So we go to the top of the third inning. Blue Devils leading 1-0. So back to the top of the order, Rodriguez, Beck, and Fry for the Panthers. There's a foul ball back to the screen. Rodriguez is from the Dominican Republic. He walked his last time up. Won and won the count. On the second baseman, Gilbert Rodriguez. It's a two-hopper to Mervosh. He loads up the rifle and shoots it over to Santiago for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Jamin Beck. Beck will step in with one out and nobody on. Breaking ball right through there for a strike. Beck is from Kansas City, Kansas. Breaking ball stays inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run lead on 1 hit for the Blue Devils. That's up high. 2-1 the count. There's a strike called at the waist outside half of the plate. 2-2 the count. Beck was called out on strikes his first time up in this one. Foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 2-2 again. There's a line drive right back to the pitcher. So Davenport gets one right back up the middle by Beck. That's going to bring up Brendan Fry. Fry is from Fort Collins, Colorado. Outside, 1-0 the count. He popped out to Basler in shallow right center his first time up in this one. That's down a little bit low. 2-0 the count.
It sounded like you knew a lot about the new air, so I figured that you had something to do with it.
Yeah, I've worked with just like the architects and stuff on the way out.
Cool.
That's up high. The count now.
So this seemed like kind of a cool job, though, being able to just like travel and go between sports and stuff.
Yeah, that's fun. That would be fun.
It's down low for ball 4, so a 2-out walk. It's going to bring up Custer.
Next up, the first baseman, number 13, Cam Custer.
Custer reached on a base on balls his first time up. He's from Chanute, Kansas, so a hometown boy. 1-0 the count on him. Breaks outside. Ball pops up off the foot of Patterson and right back down in his hand. 2-0 the count. It's a high right field coming in. He is Dirks, and he takes care of that. So no runs on no hits. We go to the bottom of the third. 0. All right, to the bottom half of the third inning we go. That's going to bring up Mervosh, Goldbeck, and Patterson. Mervosh will step in to lead things off here. Mervosh is from Lenexa, Kansas. There's a strike inside half of the plate. At the knees. Mervosh struck out his first time up. That misses outside. 1-1 the count. Blue Devils leading 1-0 as Mervosh leads off the second inning. 2-1 the count now. Gosh, I'll get it right in a minute. They scored a run in the second. He's leading off the bottom of the third. A fly ball out to Brady in center field.
That brings up the shortstop, number 4, Gary Goldbeck.
That's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck is from Kansas City, Kansas.
One guy was eating a bunch of snacks.
He brings different snacks.
1-1 the count on Goldbeck. That would have made it, yes, 2. I think it's 3-1 now. There we go. 3-1 is the count. We were anticipating the hit by pitch, and it didn't happen. And there's baseball and balls to Goldbeck. So he's been hit by a pitch and reached on a base on balls. And that's going to bring up Patterson.
Not bad. Catcher number 32, Brady Patterson.
Patterson will step in with a runner at first base. He's from Auburn, Kansas. He flew out to fry in right field his first time up in this one. There's a strike called. That's going to be a pass ball. So that one gets away from Moore and allows Goldbeck to move up to second base.
No, men's is 2 outs now, and then NBA is 4.
NBA plays a longer game.
Seager on the mound for the Panthers. There's a ball headed to deep left field. And that's going to be extra bases for Patterson. Patterson is going to hold up at second base with an RBI double that goes to the wall. So the Blue Devils now with a 2-0 lead.
Next up, the first baseman, number 36, Frankie Santiago.
So that'll bring up Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. He steps in with 1 out and a runner at second base. That's inside. 1-0 the count.
Is it 10 minutes in school?
High school they play 8s. College they play 10s.
I remember in high school. Wait, high school plays 8s?
I know men do. I don't know if women do it.
Must have been middle school.
Ruled not a swing. 2-0 the count now. Is Kansas maybe high school basketball going to mess with the shot clock next year maybe? I think there's some of the schools are preparing for that. Back to baseball, 2-0 the count, 1 out. That's outside, so 3-0 the count. On the first baseman, Frankie Santiago.
Better just quit baseball now. Start training for basketball.
He'll be a good piece of getting better.
For what?
That's a strike called right there. That's about the highest strike you'll see called by the current umpire on the field. But nonetheless, 3-1 the count.
He's probably like 6'4", 6'5", maybe.
There's a line drive headed into the right field corner and headed for home with an RBI double is Santiago.
We were playing.
That makes it
Next up, the right
3-0.
Marcus Dirks.
That'll bring up Dirks. Dirks will step in with a runner at second base. We're going to get a visit to the mound when we come back. There will be one out, a runner at second base, and the Blue Devils leading 3-0. I'll be back. All right, the visit to the mound is over. At the plate is Marcus Dirks.
Hasn't played baseball for 2 years because
Squares to bunt, pulls back and takes a ball.
went to a post-grad school.
Dirks is from Kansas City, Kansas.
And then
1-0 the count on him.
he has like 3 more years out.
Blue Devils leading 3-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the third. 3-0 the count. Dirks grounded out to Custer on a 2-hopper that Custer took on his own 3 unassisted. His first time up. That misses outside. So 3-0 the count.
So if he plays next year, he'll be a freshman.
How can you play here if he's already played 2 years of college?
He didn't play 2 years of college.
He did
That's
post-grad.
yeah,
That's like
post-grad school.
reclass.
Oh, okay.
And he basically he's technically a freshman right now, but if he went to play basketball,
There's a strike, catches the outside corner. So 3-1 the count.
4 years is like, say I do 2 years of basketball, I can do 2 years also in baseball. I can do 4 years. But
so you could be here for unlimited time if you just kept changing your sport.
There's a strike, catches the outside. So 3-2 the count.
you have a master's.
Yeah. You saved a lot more money.
Yeah.
Well, no, never mind. You wouldn't. Because if you end up spending just as much
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. It's a high fly ball in the deep center field. That's going to be taken by Brady and over to third is Santiago.
Yeah, no, I'm really debating on coming back.
That'll bring up Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth is from
As soon as I'm done with school, I'll be making like
Fort Worth, Texas. He'll step in with 2 outs and a runner at third base. There's a strike, breaking ball right through there. Nolan the fourth was hit by a pitch his last time up. 0-1 the count on him. That ball breaks a little bit low. Check swing ruled a ball. 1-1 the count. 2 runs in the inning. Blue Devils had 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Total of 3. There's a ball headed
Oh, yeah.
deep into left field. That's going to be an RBI. Double for Nolan the fourth. Cruises into second with a stand-up double. And the Blue Devils with a 4-0 lead. It's going to bring up Levi Martin. Martin outs and a runner at second base. Martin is from Olathe, Kansas. There's a strike right through there. He had a base hit in the gap between third and short. His first at bat in this one.
Started airing, I guess. And he just interviews like famous bassists because it's like you never really hear.
Comes the 0-1. That misses a little bit low and inside. 1-1 the count.
His goal is to like highlight the bassist of like some crazy bands. So I watched his first episode yesterday, and he was doing the Metallica bassist. And they were walking through his house and stuff, and like every room you would have like 15 different basses, like a wall of amps.
There's a strike called. Breaking ball outside half of the plate. 1-2 the count. Blue Devils leading here 4-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Scheduled 9-inning game.
Do some research on Rush. They have a really weird like history.
Way outside. Nice job by Moore there to get out in front of that one to keep it from going back to the screen, and Nolan the fourth heading to third. So a nice job by Moore. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Yeah. I like mixing the stuff that I record.
There's a little liner over the top of Coach Goldbeck. Down in the coach's box for the Blue Devils. Coach Sharp over at first. Comes the 2-2 and whistles that one right by Coach Goldbeck. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Shut up. I literally got it from YouTube. I'm not kidding.
That's inside. So 3-2 the count now. Saban Seeger on the mound. He's from Derby, Kansas. On the mound for the Panthers. Foul ball back to the screen. We'll do the 3-2 again.
Oh, you just mixed. Oh, so you're literally just the final editor. Yeah. EQ adjuster and stuff.
He raps as well, so he's the thing. The only thing he doesn't know how to do is make beats.
Do you know how to make beats?
Comes the pitch, and he's hit by a pitch.
So he works for a studio. So they give him beats.
That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Going to get a pitching change. When we come back, the Blue Devils are leading 4-0. There's 2 outs and 2 on. We'll be back with this pitching change. All right, pitching change has been made. Cooper Hayden from Pittsburgh, Kansas will come in for the Panthers. He has an 8.10 ERA and a 2-3 record. Kern takes low and outside. Ball 1-0 the count. Kern is from Lawrence, Kansas. He had a sac bunt his first time up. There's a ball headed at the second baseman and off the glove and into center field. So into second. So 1 run will score, and that will bring up Basler. It's going to be error on the second baseman, Rodriguez. So that will bring up Basler back to the top of the order. He's walked and been out on a fly to left field. There's a strike right through there. Blue Devils now with the 5-0 lead. That's a little bit low. 1-1 the count. So this is the 9th hitter of the inning for the Blue Devils. They've put up 4 so far, but there's 2 outs and 2 on. There's a ball headed to deep right center, and that's going to be in the gap. 2 RBI and a double for Basler. So 2 more runs in. So Basler will be at second base for Mervosh. Mervosh will step in for his second at bat in the inning. Mervosh flew out to center field his first time in the inning. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on Mervosh. Runner at second base is Basler after that. 2 RBI, 2 out double. Blue Devils up now 7-0. Breaking ball sails a little bit low and outside. 1-1 the count. Bosch, the third baseman for the Blue Devils, at the plate. 1-1 the count. High fly ball into right field. Fry will take care of that. So the Blue Devils get 6 runs on 4 hits, and they take a 7-0 lead to the top of the 4th inning. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the fourth inning. Moore, Westerman, and Henneberg up for the Panthers. Moore will step in. That's up high. Moore is from Shawnee, Kansas. He'll step in to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. There's a high fly ball to left field, and that's going to be taken care of by Nolan the fourth for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Westerman. Westerman is the third baseman. He struck out his first time up. Westerman is from Derby, Kansas. So breaking ball catches the outside corner at the knees. 0-1 the count. The third baseman, Luke Westerman. Breaking ball stays inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's a high fly ball into shallow right field. And Basler will take care of that. So Henneberg will be up with 2 outs.
Now batting the left fielder, number 23, Reed Hanneberg.
Henneberg is from Wichita, Kansas. He takes ball 1, 1-0 the count. He was called out on strikes his first at-bat in this game. There's a check swing foul ball. So 1-1 the count. Top of the fourth inning action. Blue Devils leading 7-0. That's up high. Nolan the fourth, Kern and Dirks. Left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, Santiago. Left to right across the infield. Patterson behind the plate and Davenport on the mound. There's a foul ball back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball and just over Santiago. So there's the first hit by Henneberg. That'll bring up Leonard. Leonard will step in with a runner at first and 2 outs. Leonard is from Kansas City, Missouri. He takes a strike, 0-1 the count. There's a swing and a miss. That's high. 1-2 the count. So Finley takes a no-hitter into the 5th inning, and Davenport takes this one into the 4th inning before Henneberg gets the base hit. There's a swing and a miss for the final out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit for Neosho. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 7-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go. Bottom of the fourth inning. Blue Devils leading 7-0. Gary Goldbeck will lead things off for the Blue Devils. He's been hit by a pitch and reached on a base on balls. He is from Kansas City, Kansas. There's a strike called outside corner. There's a strike called. That looked a little low there, but nonetheless ruled a strike so quickly. 0-2 the count on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. There's strike three called, catches the outside corner. Gary will not be happy with that at bat. So 1 out, that's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson has been out on a fly and had an RBI double in this one. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on to face Cooper Hayden. Hayden on in relief of Saban Seeger. 0-1 the count on Patterson. And headed for second base is Patterson, and Patterson will be in sliding with a double. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago will step in with 1 out and a runner at second base. Good hustle right there. The outfield didn't seem to be hustling after that ball, and on his horse to get into second base is Patterson and earns himself a double. He could have been happy with a single. There's a fly ball to deep left field, center field to left center. That's taken care of by Brady. So the second out of the inning, and was able to move up. That's going to bring up Dirks. Dirks will step in with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Dirks is 0 for 2 in this one, grounded out to first base and been out on a fly to center field. That misses a little bit outside. 1-0 the count. Bottom of the fourth inning action. Scheduled 9-inning game. Second game of the doubleheader. Blue Devils won the first one 1-0 in 7 innings. 1-0 the count on Dirks. There's a ball headed right back up the middle. And headed for home is Patterson. And Patterson is across. And Dirks with the RBI base hit makes it an 8-1 game.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22, Freddie Nolan.
That's going to bring up Freddie Nolan. Nolan will step in with a runner at first base and 2 outs. And safe at second base is Dirks. 1-0 the count on Nolan the fourth. Nolan the fourth has been hit by a pitch and has an RBI double in this one. There's a ball headed into the left field corner, headed for home, so that's going to be an RBI base hit for Nolan the fourth. So a base hit, and that's going to bring up Levi Martin. Martin will step in with a runner at first base and 2 outs. There's a strike on the outside corner. Martin has a base hit and been hit by a pitch in this one. He's up there with 2 outs and a runner at first. Throw over to first base, nothing going on over there. Hayden on in relief of Seager. Hayden is from Pittsburgh, Kansas. Foul ball back to the screen. So quickly 0-2 the count on the designated hitter, Levi Martin.
But it's slow.
Breaks down low for 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. There's a ground ball. It's going to be taken by the shortstop. Long throw. A nice play by the shortstop back, ranging 30, and then a good strong throw over to Custer. At the end of 4 innings of play, Blue Devils lead 9-0. I'll be back. So to the top of the 5th inning we go. Brady, Rodriguez, and Beck scheduled up.
My sister just got accepted as a Aldi district manager, and she gets like a freaking brand new.
That's outside. Brady is from Topeka, Kansas. He had a line drive toward right center that backed out and made a nice play for, and there's a line drive. So Brady, Davin Brady, has hit it hard 2 times in a row and come up empty.
Next up, the second baseman, number 3, Gilbert Rodriguez.
So back-to-back hard hit balls and nothing to show for it other than an out, and that's going to bring up Rodriguez. That's in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Davenport back for his 5th inning of work. 1 out in the 5th here. Blue Devils leading 9-0. There's a ground ball right through the legs of the pitcher. So a base hit right back up the middle through the box. That's going to bring up Jamin Beck, the shortstop. Beck has been out on called out on strikes and hit a line drive right back to Davenport. His 2 at-bats. He's up there with 1 out and a runner at first. There's Lesler up with it to Golbeck and over the first. So the 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. I'll be back. him. Man, you never know when to not. Most of the time it's reflexes anyway. Okay, here we go. And a question mark above it. Maybe the difference between getting it or not getting it. All right, we've made it halfway through this one. We are going to the bottom of the fifth. Blue Devils leading 9-0. Brady, Kern, Basler, and Mervosh scheduled up. Kern has a sack bunt and reached on an error. That error, there's a strike called. That error did as well yield a run. Blue Devils leading 9-0. That's down low. 1-1 the count. Kern, the center fielder, his third at bat of this second game. 2-1 the count. There's a foul ball backing out of play. Blue Devils with 1 in the second, 6 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. For 9, they lead 9-0. Just sails a little bit outside. 3-2 the count. The ball headed into the right field corner, and it's foul. So Kern back to the plate. Hayden back to the mound. 3-2 will do it again. Little nubber toward the right side. First baseman says he'll take it, and he does. So Custer hustles in to take care of that little popper on the infield. Back to the top of the order, and Basler. Basler will step in with 1 out and nobody on. Basler is walked. Had a pop out and a double. That misses for ball 1. His double was the 9th hitter of the third inning. Blue Devils batted around in the third and plated 6. 2-0 the count now on him. That's inside. 3-0 the count. There's a strike at the belt. 3-1 the count. There's a hit by pitch. So Basler will be down at first with 1 out. That'll bring up Mervosh. In this second game, Mervosh has been out on strikes and popped out twice in one inning, once to center field and once to right field. See if Coach has him doing anything bunt-wise here. Probably not. There's a strike right through there. Runner at first base is Basler. Kern was out on a little popper to the first baseman on the infield. There's a ball headed up the middle and headed over to third is Basler. And back to second base and in safely is Mervosh. So Mervosh with the base hit moves to second on the throw to third. So one out and runners at second and third just that quick. That's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck will step in with one out, two runners on. Bottom of the fifth inning action. Goldbeck has been hit by a pitch, walked, and then called out on strikes. There's a high fly ball to right center. That ball's going to be caught. Tagging and heading for home is Basler. So Goldbeck with the sac fly.
He got rid of that so fast. I was like concerned.
I wondered if they wouldn't. The tag was good at third, but I thought that they might appeal that, and they did, but ruled safe. Coach is going to ask about that, and he's going to say, but whose call is that, and how were you able to see there and there at that type of an angle? And I kind of understand his concern about the possibility of that, but to no avail, and that's going to make it 10-0. So 10-0 now the score. And that brings up Patterson. Patterson with a high fly ball into center field, and taking care of that is Brady in center field. So the Blue Devils,
After 5 innings of play, Blue Devils lead 10-0.
the Blue Devils get one run on one hit. And we go to the top of the sixth inning. Blue Devils leading 10-0. All right, pitching change for the Blue Devils. Bryson Vaughter in to pitch. He's from Topeka, Kansas. He'll step to the mound and face Fry. There's a ground ball off the foot. We're going to get interesting there that the home plate umpire's pointing fair ball and then he calls foul ball. I didn't see the first base umpire do anything. Also, Olson is in to catch. Olson is from Westminster, Colorado, and Vaughter is from Topeka, Kansas. Changes made for the Blue Devils. 1-1 the count now. Top of the sixth inning action. Blue Devils leading 10-0. Vaughter comes to the mound to get a lefty-lefty here. Davenport goes 5. It's a ground ball to Santiago. Santiago will underhand it to Vaughter, and Vaughter steps on the bag for the 3-1 ground out. Nicely done. That's going to bring up Cam Custer.
Next up, the first baseman, number 13, Cam Custer.
Custer will step in. He's reached on a base on balls and been out on a fly to Dirks in right field. That's a ball inside. 1-0 the count.
Depends on the room. If you're painting with white paint and the room's black, then you probably maybe 4 coats, 3-4 coats.
It's a high fly ball to deep center field and going back to the wall and making an over the shoulder catch. Nicely done by Brady Kern in center field for the second out of the inning. What a play by Kern, running straight away from the ball coming over him, and makes the great play. So that's going to bring up more.
I think anyone in the dugout in the stands would have been okay with Brady dropping that ball. That is a tough play.
Drive right at the center fielder, kind of dropping on him. So Custer and Moore hit it hard, and Kern takes care of one, and Nolan, the fourth, takes care of the other. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Blue Devils leading 10-0. I'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the sixth inning we go. Blue Devils leading 10-0. Santiago, Dirks, and Nolan, the fourth, are scheduled up. Santiago is 1 for 3 in this second game. He's had an RBI double and a couple of flyouts. The RBI double, one of the 10 by the Blue Devils. There's a strike called. Way inside. 1-1 the count. Cooper Hayden on in relief for the Panthers. Another pitch way inside. I have 2-0, but we'll see here in a minute. It was a strike, but inside. So it would have been 1-1, and that was called a strike there. So 1-2. So you're probably all good. There's a ball slapped into left field. So a 2-strike base hit to left field. Just take the pitch and go with it to left field. That's going to bring up Tanner Pachorik. Pachorik will step in. Pachorik is from Aurora, Colorado. He takes outside ball 1. That's up high. Pachorik starts the day batting .280, his first at bat of the day. He steps in with a runner at first base and nobody out. 2-0 the count on him. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Santiago at first. That's outside. 3-1 the count. Comes the 3-1 from Hayden. There's a strike at the belt right through there. Comes the 3-2, Andy. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. It's going to bring up Nolan the 4th.
Next up, the left fielder, number 22, Freddie Nolan.
He's 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI. He's been hit by a pitch, had a double and a single. Each for an RBI has Nolan the 4th. There's a strike outside half of the plate at the knees. 0-1 the count. Bottom of the 6th inning action. Blue Devils leading 10-0. Breaking ball stays just a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on.
You have to settle the line by Thursday.
You have to what?
They give you a schedule, right? Or
You mark your availability.
Yeah.
And I'll just choose whoever.
Breaking ball stays in again.
They usually need umpires half the time. Plus, yeah, think about it.
Are you going to live here over the summer?
2 balls and a strike now to Nolan the 4th.
There's a car wash like 15 minutes that way, and they literally start you out at 17 an hour. And if you're there for like a month or whatever.
Swing and foul into the glove of the catcher Moore. 2-2 the count now.
When I left there, I was making like 20 an hour, 21. And they had like.
There's a ground ball headed to the backside. Shortstop. And Beck over to first with that one. Beck has done a nice job at shortstop today. That's a 6-3 ground out for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Levi Martin, the designated hitter. He's had a base hit by a pitch, and grounded out to Beck at short. So for 1 for 2 in this second game. There's a strike, catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Blue Devils will travel down to Chanute, Kansas, Neosho College, and have 2 games down there tomorrow at 1 and 3. I'll bring you those games is the plan. There's a strike called, so 0-2 the count on Levi Martin.
Today? Yeah. Can I go make money today? Yeah. Well, what time is it right now?
Just a little bit low and inside.
Right now, I can work for an hour.
They just take you an hour.
What?
You text them.
1-2 the count.
Text me at the end of the week, tell them my hour. No, but
Swing and a miss.
since there's no like,
So no runs on 1 hit for the Blue Devils in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. Blue Devils leading 10-0.
he does not care if I.
All right, to the top of the 7th we go. Blue Devils lead 10-0. Westerman, Hanneberg, and Leonard scheduled up for the Panthers. Vaughter back for another inning of work. There's a 2-hopper to Basler. He's up with it and over to Santiago for the 4-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Hanneberg.
Now up the left fielder, number 23, Reed Hanneberg.
Hanneberg is 1 for 2 in this second game. He was called out on strikes and then had a base hit. That falls down low for ball 1, 1-0 the count.
I would do that. That's a job that I like. And then my dad's a teacher, but he does PE. But I'm gonna do the teaching aspect. And then
That's down low. 2-0 the count. Yep, 2-0 the count. And 3-0 now on the left fielder, Reed Hanneberg.
I used to do. I used to be like a head leader for like little kids at a church camp. I did it for a whole summer. I got paid good.
There's a strike inside part of the plate at the knees. So 3-2 the count.
I'm only there from 2 to 6.
3-1 may be right. There's a high chopper. The pitcher's going to take that. I don't know if that gets an out if Vaughter doesn't go at it that way. Maybe. That is a great job of the pitcher going back, getting a ball that maybe otherwise would have been an infield hit. So 2 outs So down to their last out by the run rule here. In the top of the 7th, there's a strike taken. Leonard has struck out twice in this one. He's the designated hitter.
You never told us his name.
Yes, you did.
See if they check that. Check it and says safe. I should say ruled a ball, check swing. I think you would get a different vote than that up here, but nonetheless, 1-1 the count. That's outside, so 2-1 the count. Bryson Vaughter on in relief of Davenport. Davenport went 5 innings. Vaughter trying to end this one right here in the 7th. That's a little bit high. 3-1 the count. Vaughter, the lefty on the mound, facing the designated hitter, Tyler Leonard. That's ball 4. So a 2-out walk to Leonard. See if we get a pinch runner here. That's going to bring up Brady. Brady has been out on a diving play into shallow right center, or shallow right field on a line drive by Basler. Robbed him of a base hit. And then he hit a wicked line drive to Mervosh at third. So his 2 at-bats this game, he's hit it hard and come up empty. 0-1 the count. Foul ball back to the screen. So the Panthers down to their last strike for the time being. Blue Devils trying to take the first 2 games today in this doubleheader. Foul ball spoiled, so Brady, the center field, earns another pitch from Vaughter. Nolan the 4th, Kern and Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, Santiago across the infield with Olson behind the plate. Olson came in defensively 2 innings ago, I believe. So we'll do the 0-2 again. That's outside. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first base. It's a fly ball that's going to be down in the bullpen area of the Panthers. So we'll do the 1-2 again. Brady not wanting to give this thing up. And that's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 3 2-strike foul balls by Brady. There's a ball headed into left field. So a single into left field by Brady. Back to the top of the order. Actually,
Pinch hitting for the Panthers, number 4, Landon Helm.
Landon Helm from Wichita, Kansas will pinch hit. There's a strike called. Helm batting 176 with a pinch hit opportunity here. That's low and inside, so 1-1 the count. That's up high. 2-1 the count.
They played Johnson and Kelly, and they said Kelly's better.
Comes the 2-1 pitch. And a swing and a miss of that heater. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on.
It'll be a good series, I'm sure.
Johnson versus Kelly next week.
Oh, is it?
Low and inside, 3-2 the count. So the base runners will be moving infield. Need to throw across to first on the ground ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Cali can take like 2 games away from Johnson, like that sets us up so well.
For number 2, Kelly's number 1 right now.
Strike 3 called, catches the outside corner. So the Blue Devils take the first 2 games of this 4-game series. The doubleheader today, the Blue Devils win this one 10-0 in 7. The Blue Devils will travel down to Chanute, Kansas for the final 2 games of this series tomorrow. I'll plan to bring you those games. Looking forward to it. If anyone would like to make a donation, go to 4ts.com. Go to the donation page. All donations go to the broadcast for KCK Baseball. Thanks for joining me. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow.